Hello everybody, thanks for joining me for this talk. I will wait for everybody to have his headset. Can you hear me? Yes, perfect. Okay, so thanks for joining me for this presentation of what's new in subscription. So together we are going to discover the new face of subscription in Odoo 18. There are a lot of new features to see. Some of the new features are not specific to subscription, and we talked about it in the what's new in sales or in the keynote, so I will not cover these new features here. I will be focused on what's new for the subscription business. So let me remind you that at the end of this presentation there will be a Q&A session, so feel free to scan this QR code or to navigate to that URL, but be careful, there is a capital S at subscriptions 18, so you can navigate to that URL and write all your questions in the pad, and we will try to answer them at the end of this presentation. So my name is Damien Lanzy, I'm the product owner of the subscription application, so I'm very happy to be with you to present all the good work that we have accomplished with the R&D team this year. So let's start. At Odoo, we are always focused on helping people to do more in less time, so helping people to be more efficient in their work, to feel more valuable for their company. But it's not always about being able to do more tasks in a few time, quickly. Sometimes it's avoiding having tasks, and that's very important for a subscription because we are talking about repetitive cycles. So if each cycle is creating manual tasks, manual operation, it means that quickly, if you have more and more customers, your employees, your team will be overloaded by tasks. So at Odoo, we try to make it easier, because when you are running a subscription business, customer retention is probably the most important thing you should be focused on, because let's imagine that you have a perfect retention. It means that no customer is leaving you, then your business can only grow because each customer will generate new revenue, recurring revenue. So if you have a good customer retention, that's really how you can grow your business. But in order to have that, you need to be focused on delivering value to customers. You need to improve your customer experience, because over the time, the feeling of your customers about the value that you are providing, if the product or the service that you are offering are the same, the feeling of the value you are offering may decrease with the time because they get used to what you offer. So if you have the same service and the same price, over the times they can feel like it's no more very interesting to keep you. So you need to always be better. And that's what we are doing at Odoo, improving every year the product. So you need to be focused on that. And you need also to support your customer to fix real issues and not having them on phone for small problem in invoicing, in subscriptions that are closed, etc. So in order to be focused on your customer retention, you need to avoid wasting time on administrative work. And for that, Odoo can help. So we will not take more time for chit-chat. We will dive directly into the presentation and jump into Odoo to see how Odoo can improve the customer experience through all the user interface that your customer could find. For example, here we are on the web shop, or in the back end, how we can avoid your employee to be overloaded by work. So here we are on the home page of Clean Office. Clean Office is a fake company just for this presentation. They are selling subscription to clean your office because they strongly believe that you will work better if you work in a clean environment, in a clean office. So e-commerce is really a good feature to get new customers without any effort. But we needed some improvements. In the last version, it was not possible in the product page for the customer to select the frequency, the billing frequency they want. So we made these small changes, so now you have more flexibility. So here I want to order 4 hours by week. I want to be billed quarterly. I can see the different prices. So yearly would be less expensive, but I don't want to pay all the year already. So I will add this to my cart as customer. And I will pay directly. And then we will have another improvement that we have made. So here we are on the test database. So these small icons, because I'm in test mode. So we made a change. Now it's possible to pay a subscription with any payment methods that are configured on your database. In the past, we made the strong choice to say if you are asking your customer to pay in advance for the subscription, you probably want them to save the payment methods so you can reuse that payment information to charge them automatically in the future. So we were only showing, for example, the card, so paying with a credit card, so we can save the information of the customer to charge him in the future. But we decided that there are some business flow like B2B or subscription with a very big amount where it's not possible to pay with tokenization, so to save the payment method to be reused later. So now we let the choice to the user to configure the database and the payment methods they want. So let's do a fake payment with wire transfer. So voila, now that I have made a purchase, I can jump to my customer portal. So here I'm John Doe, and I don't need to print. And I can jump in the list of my subscription. And we can see that I just created this subscription. And if you remember why he wants me to connect. Okay, I don't know. You may notice that we have made some small changes. We clearly indicate on the top corner the next billing amount. We now get rid of the lines that are not recurring. So now when the customer is on his subscription, he will be focused on what he will get and what will be next invoiced next. So we have the billing date here. We have all the options that we introduced last year to automate future payment, renew. So we made the customer portal more clean, and we can see here that my subscription 9 is closed, and I don't understand why. It seems that it's because I forgot to pay the last invoice, because the due date of the invoice was the 31 of August, and after 30 days, as I didn't pay, the subscription was closed automatically by Odoo. So I will pay. And if I select card, you may notice this new checkbox, automate payment for the linked subscription. So as customer, I can say, okay, Clean Office here didn't ask me to always pay in advance, but I would like to do it so I don't forget to pay my invoice and my subscription is not closed. So now when a customer is paying an invoice for a subscription, he can decide to save his payment methods and be charged automatically later. So let's pay. And now if I go back to my subscription, we should see that it has been reopened. Yes, now it's refreshed. It has been reopened automatically and I have my payment method that is saved here. So before, when we were paying a late invoice, the subscription was not reopened automatically. So it means that the customer needed to call you and ask to reopen the subscription, and it was work for your employee. And as I explained earlier, if we can avoid any extra work and non-valuable work, we should. So if the if the payment of the invoice is not too late, because of course if he paid in 2 years, we will not reopen the subscription. But if he just paid something that were just closed recently, automatically it will reopen the subscription and it will be more clear for the customer and less work for your employees. So now let's jump to the back end of Odoo and let's jump to the list of subscription. One of the major feedback that we have was, okay, I want to change the price of all my ongoing subscription. How can I do that? Currently I need to go through all of them and it's boring. So people were asking for something very complex and we don't like complexity at Odoo. So we decided to do something very powerful but also very dangerous. So each companies are not, how to say, are computing are changing their price very differently. So if we want to do that with a simple flow, it's not possible. So we made something even more simpler. We let the user decide. So when you want to change the price of your ongoing subscription, usually you have two things to do. First, communicate with your customers. So now we just made a small action, send an email. So you select the subscription you want to notify, and you can, for example, price change, so you have a template for explaining to your customer that there is a change of price. You can send it. On local it will not work. So once you notify them, then you need to change the price. So now, from the recurring plan, if you select, for example, here quarterly, we have 4 subscriptions, and we have here the list of items related to that subscription plan. So I can group, for example, by product. I see that office cleaning, I have 4. It's 500 for each. I can just select all of them and say, okay, I want to increase by 10%. I confirm, very dangerous. And voila. So that's as simple as that. You can just navigate to the list of your subscription from your recurring plan, group by product or group by customer, select the items you want to change the price, and change the price. Of course, if you want to do something more complex, from this list you can export everything and then re-import with new values if you want. So now that we are in the recurring plan, we can notice some other small changes. First, we have here the align to period start. So I will modify my monthly recurring plan, and I want to say that all my monthly subscription linked to that plan, I need them to always be invoiced the first of the next month. Even if I start a subscription during in the middle of the month, I want the billing period to be the first to the end of the month. So now it's possible. You just need to activate that on the plan. And we made another small changes here, which is the possibility to say, okay, if the customer closed the subscription online, should it close it right now, which was the case before. Now you have also the possibility to say, okay, we will let the subscription go until the end of the current period because the customer already paid for it, so we will just close at the end. So now let's see how this behaves if I create a new subscription using that monthly plan. So let's imagine that I will start this on the middle of this month, so let's say the 14th, and I confirm, and I will create manually the first invoice just to show you that the office cleaning is only invoiced for 18 days because we will invoice from the 14th starting date to the end of this month, 31 of October. If I confirm, we can see that the next invoice date will be the 1st of November. So the first invoice is changed to be prorated. The price is changed to be prorated temporis if it's a service. So here we can see that the price has been changed because we only invoice 18 days instead of the complete month. And now if I go to the preview, so as the customer, if I decide to close, we can see that it will be closed at the end of the current period, so 31 of October. Let's say it's too expensive. And we have an information, this is closing, and that's it. And in the backend also we have a flag saying this subscription is closing. So all these new features are nice, but it's not real innovation, it's small improvements. Now, let's talk about one big topic that we never tackled at Odoo with subscription. It's the possibility to charge your customer based on usage. If you know well subscription in Odoo, you know that when we create a new invoice, it's always for the following period. So if the next invoice date is the 1st of October for a monthly, it will invoice the from the 1st of October to the 31, as we have seen. But when you are invoicing the usage of your customer, you want to invoice at the end of the period based on what you delivered. Until now, we never really tackled that because for us, most of the time it means customization. If you need to measure what has been delivered to your customer, what they use, you probably have another platform that will do that, so you need to synchronize it with Odoo. So that's good, you need to do that. You want to avoid to have to put the delivered quantity manually. But as it was already based on the customization to manage this use case, it was not really well done in Odoo. But last year we introduced the possibility to have a physical product that we delivered every month, recurringly. We have also the possibility to timesheet. So now we decided it was time to do something to help on this use case. And we did something very simple. So here, the Clean Office, they have a quotation template for on-demand case. So let's say there is a customer that has a very big office. So we want to create a subscription for them. So a part of the subscription is prepaid. So it's normal to, for example, for this customer, bill 8 hours of cleaning for a week. But if they are doing a party or if they have an event or whatever, and we need to take more times to clean, we would like to be able to charge them on that. So we can see here, we have the office cleaning. We will charge them for the transport cost. And here we have an office cleaning time and material. So it means that we will charge extra hours. And if I jump to that product, we can see how it's configured. So it's a service, it's a subscription. And in this case, for the demo, the invoicing policy is based on timesheet. So each time my employees will take more time to clean the office, they will just timesheet it. And so at the end of the period, we will be able to charge the extra hours. So let's see how it will work. Subscription, new. Let's do it for Deco Addict, for example, on demand. So we discussed it a bit. We have the quote calculator, so an integration between sales and spreadsheet to help. Here I made a very small calculator, so I can put the size of the office, the number of desks. There is 20 meters square of kitchens, there is 10 meters square of toilets, and there is no bathroom, 30 meters of hall and garage. So it will compute for me that we need 9 hours every week to clean this. And for the transport cost, let's say it's 15 kilometers. I save, it will update the quantity here of the office cleaning. It updated the price of the transport cost. So that's nice, it's also working for subscription. And now let's pretend that this contract has started earlier, so 1st of August, I confirm. And if I create the first invoice, so the invoice that was supposed to be sent on the 1st of August, we will see that, of course, there is no extra hours. So we are charging for the 3 following months, and we are charging the registration fee. Difficult to say. I will confirm the invoice. I'm back on my subscription. The next invoice date is the 1st of November. And now let's pretend that I made some extra hours, so I can jump here, making some shortcuts. So I could use timesheet, of course, to do that, but I can record it directly from here. Extra hours. So let's record 30 minutes. So we made 30 minutes on first Monday. Up. Another 30 minutes the following one, and let's do it like this. Now if I go back on my sale order, we can see that we have 1 hour of extra hours to bill. And if I create the invoice in advance, we can see that we can mix products that should be invoiced for the following 3 months, so from the 1st of November to the 31st of January, and we can charge the extra hours for the previous period, so 1st of August to the 2 of October. So that's really as easy as that. You just need to configure your product to be based on delivered quantity, and Odoo will do the rest. So here, if I'm back on my sale order, there is no more extra hours because we already take into account this timesheet. So that's it. I think that's it. Let's see if I didn't forget anything. Oh yes, we have the commission. So we introduced this year a new module in sales to compute the commissions of the sales people. And we already included a bridge with a subscription. So if you want, you can compute commissions based on the more monthly recurring revenue that has been sold by your sales people. So for example, here we will say that if you are selling a monthly subscription, you get 10% of the monthly recurring revenue. If it's a quarterly, it's a bigger subscription, so we will get more money, so we have an incentive for the salesperson to sign quarterly, he gets more. And it will also compensate the fact that the monthly recurring revenue is less for a quarterly subscription for the customer, so the salesperson have a higher rate, and we have even more for a yearly. So I will not explain more the sales commissions modules here. There is a complete talk about it. Feel free to attend it. But just for you to know that if you have subscription and if you are selling subscription, you can also compute your commission based on it. I think that's all. New portal improvements in e-commerce, more flexible payment methods, automatically reopen subscriptions when it's paid, easy customer communication, easy way to update the price, possibility to invoice and close at the end of the period, possibility to align the billing of your subscription, you can use the code calculator, and you can use commission on MRR. That's great. Here are a list of other talks that may interest you, because there are a lot of new features that are not specific to subscription, but that can be useful. We have seen the code calculator, but it's also true for the PDF code builder that has changed. So you have how to manage sales commission. Just after this talk, you have the tips and the best practice to manage subscription business with Odoo. You had the What's New in Sales, it was before, but you can watch it on YouTube if you want. So voila. Thank you for listening me, and if you have any question, we can jump directly to the Q&A session.
Thank you, Damien, for the presentation. The first question we have is, can the attendees here get a discount from your cleaning office service? No, I'm kidding.
Yes, they can.
All right. It's about linking the help desk. Can we link subscription to help desk while time sheeting?
Yes.
All right.
It's automatically done. Subscription is based on sale order. Sale order are already linked to help desk. I don't have help desk on my local database, so I cannot show you, but when you receive a ticket, you can select a sale order line. So you can select, of course, a line that is linked to a subscription.
Okay.
That's it.
Is it possible to deactivate upsell activity that is triggered when you have more delivered than ordered quantities?
Good question. I don't think we can deactivate it, but it would be very interesting to discuss why you want to deactivate it. So feel free to come to see me after and explain your use case, and we can see. But at the moment, no, I don't think it's possible without customization.
All right. Is it possible to link the tasks with delivered quantities?
That's what I just did. So yes, when you have a task and you timesheet on the task, or if you have milestone on your project, then it will impact the delivered quantity on your sale order. The big change that we have made here is that the delivered quantity is computed based on the period that we will invoice just after. So we don't want to re-invoice twice the same milestone or twice the same timesheet. So the delivered quantity that you will see on the sale order, on the subscription, will be the one that will be included in the next invoice, and it's computed based on the current period to forget about what we already invoiced. And it's the same for goods. So if you have a subscription for a physical product and you want to invoice on the delivered quantity, it will take into account only the picking, so the delivery order that have been made during the period, the current period of the subscription.
All right. It's about the payment token. Is it possible to update the payment token when the subscription is in to renew phase without forcing the customer to pay, assuming the date of the next invoice in the future?
Can you repeat?
It's a long one.
Or maybe I can read?
Yes.
Is it possible to update the payment token when the subscription is in to renew phase without forcing the customer to pay? I'm not sure to understand if it's from the backend. So from the backend in debug mode, it's always possible to remove the token. and to create the invoice manually if you want, or but you cannot create a token for the customer.
Okay.
He needs to go through the portal and change his payment method.
Alright.
But yeah.
Questions keeps adding up. Can I use advanced price lists for rules for subscriptions now?
No, unfortunately not. So we have an ongoing task, so we know that it's a problem. We were hoping we could do it this year, but we made a lot of changes in the price list, in the basics of the price list for sales. So we didn't have time to adapt also for subscription, but we would like to do it in the future. But just to notice that now that we have the quote calculator, so if you are not using a subscription online, so you don't need the price to be automatically updated for your customers in the e-commerce, for example, then you can use the quote calculator to just in 2 clicks configure a calculator that will compute the price with all the complexity you want. If you need to compute it based on the cost of the product or based on margin, whatever you want, you can create a spreadsheet template and just link it to your quotation template. So when you are creating a new offer, you jump to that, it will automatically compute. You may have some parameters to enter or not. You save the sale order and the price is computed. So for backend, this is a good way to work around it. If you want that for e-commerce, currently it's not possible.
All right.
I think we need to stop.
Alright.
So there are a lot of other questions. Unfortunately, we don't have time. Feel free to come at the sales and subscription booth in the Odoo village. I will be there all the time during the 3 days, so I can answer your questions.
Thank you, Damien.
Thank you.
Thank you.